Hey guys, Xander here. So I've made some more changes to my setup. I think this is going to be a thing for me, is constantly changing things around in here. But I was told to change it. So if we come over here, I did not make my bed for you people because I was just laying in it. You can see my spark is no longer at the window. That's because apparently there's a thing about hanging cords out of a window. I wouldn't understand why there'd be an issue with hanging antennae out the window. But, you know, truth though, it's just, I was doing it just temporarily anyway, and I decided just to stick with it, but I'll show you where the spark is. But starting here on the windowsill, we have the 105 XL, now here at the left, on channel 1.
Northwest wind,
channel 2.
15 miles an hour. Tonight, mostly clear.
The 12-261 on channel 1.
Lows in the mid-40s.
To prove that it's on channel 1.
Highs in the lower 50s.
This hazardous weather outlook is for portions of eastern West Virginia, northern and central Virginia, and central and western Maryland.
This is
Day
the
1,
Maryland.
tonight. No hazardous weather is expected at this time.
Thank God.
Days 2 through 7, Monday through Saturday. No hazardous weather is expected at this time.
Thank God I'll be able to get home.
Spotter information statement. Spotter activation is not expected at this time. The 4 p.m. observations.
So yeah, that's on channel 1. If we come over here, the sea crane's laying there, not doing anything. I'm gonna use it later on, and I'm gonna try to actually catch the KDKA test. Back here is the 240, which is on channel 1.
And falling. Now for some observations from
The 247, which is actually on channel 1 now.
sunny. Temperature
I guess
45
it's sitting on
degrees.
channel 2.
This hazardous weather outlook is for Temperature 40.
Its signal on channel 1 is acceptable, but not that good. Next radio is actually, I got my WR100 back. I was having someone borrow it during the flooding.
Sunny. 40.
Shit.
Sunny sky.
Alright, we got so many things on. Shit.
To 12 degrees.
Okay, this thing's on channel 2 now. God, the duct tape's already starting to come off. Here's the 240, sorry, the 260.
At Martinsburg, sunny skies.
It's on channel 2. Over here on the desk, we have the WR300, which is now on channel 2.
Winds were west at 8 miles an hour, and the barometric pressure was
You can
30.30
play
inches
channel
and
1
falling.
sometimes, but it's not consistent.
From the surrounding and Cumberland.
And almost certainly not good enough to sane decode. This thing's still in alert mode. Shit. I think my sharper image kicked itself out of alert mode, but I keep it on channel 2. Over here on my nightstand is my 519 on channel 2.
Northwest wind.
Come over here to the shelf where all my radios used to be until I moved them because of bad reception. This is where the spark is now. Right here at the door. Oh, to the right of the door bit. No, that's not my glasses case. I've got its antennae both running this way. Model. It gets okay reception over here. Now I want to tell you guys about two things that aren't related to this setup. One of which I've made a video on, but it's actually been split up into two chunks. One's 10 gigabytes, one's 2 gigabytes. And I'm not going to try to upload them here because even with the MiFi thing, it's still going to take forever. So I'm going to wait until I get home with a fast internet connection. This needs to be cleaned. This is an Apple I almost feel like I'm trying to pull a Doug DeMuro, but I'm not trying to. This is an Apple. This is an Apple iBook G3 Snow from late 2002 or early 2003. It was a laptop computer produced by Apple Incorporated. I can't do it. iBook G3 Snow, late 02 or early 03. 800 megahertz PowerPC G3 processor, 256 megs of RAM, 128 solder to the board, 128 in a PC 133 SD slot, and apparently it can take up to a 512 meg stick in that slot. It doesn't have the escape key, but I've already ordered a new keyboard for this, and they're super easy to replace. And it works. Screen on the right arm. Well, it turned itself. Well, I guess it was already on, but no matter. And based off of some of the stuff that I saw on here, like previous networks and stuff, I'm presuming this was at one point owned by a school, then given to somebody else, and then they gave it to me. Well, accurately, they gave this. Login failed. Fuck you. Oh. Yeah, the username is literally just iBook. I need to change. I need to just do a clean install Tiger. But anyways, a guy that my computer repair teacher works with had these 3 computers. One he wanted us to take a look at and see why it wasn't turning on. It was an Apple PowerBook 3400 series machine, dead power supply. And then he had 2 machines he just wanted rid of, and he figured I could take them. And so I did. But the iBook, save for the missing escape key, which, like I said, I already ordered a replacement keyboard online for it. And it should be at my home Friday, which is coincidentally when I'm headed in. But the other machine is this chunky beast. This is a Toshiba Satellite A215, I think. It's probably 07 or 08. It has an AMD Turion 64X2 mobile processor at like 2 point something gigahertz, like 2.2, 2.25 or something, I forget. Has 3 gigs of RAM of all things, according to the computer properties box, so I do plan on maxing out to 4 gigs. Currently got a 250 gig hard drive in it. I plan on throwing in a 500 gig SSD, or possibly a 1 terabyte SSD, probably 500. And the machine shipped with, and indeed is still running, well, I don't think it shipped with, it's screwed up, a screwed up installation of Windows Vista Home Premium. Look up, Bill, buddy. When I say screwed up, I've tried to install about a dozen programs on it. Only one of them launched. The VLC player wouldn't install. Audacity brought up several error messages of files it needed and couldn't find. NVDA did nothing at all, but Winamp launched. Well, Winamp installed. Chipamp wouldn't install, but Winamp installed. Well, when I get home, what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to do a clean install of Windows 10 20H2 if this thing can run Windows 10. I would throw 7 on this, would be a little more appropriate, but the 2 reasons I'm not going to, unless I need to, 1, I don't have a Windows 7 product key. I've got a spare 10 key at home. It's an OEM system builder key I got on Amazon a couple of years ago, but it'll work. But the other thing is, 7 is out of support. And Narrator didn't launch. So, good job. Let me try doing a hard reboot. Pull out the battery. Speaking of batteries, you'll notice the iBook G4 wasn't... the iBook G3 wasn't plugged in. I'm just going to call it the iBook now. The iBook isn't plugged in. because in System Profiler, the battery only reports 18 cycles. When I got it Friday, it reported 15 cycles. And it still lasts for a good several hours, which is honestly really surprising for a battery this old. At least to me, anyway. Okay, so voiceover is on. Oh, Christ. One thing to note about this iBook is I think it has a dead clock battery or clock capacitor. I don't know which one it uses or how to replace it. Because every time I boot the OS up, it resets to the starting date of starting date and time of 7 p.m. Wednesday, December 31st, 1969, which, if you're familiar with Unix, you'll know that's the oldest date it accepts and what it defaults to. This machine is running OS 10 Tiger 10.4.11, which is the latest version this Mac can run, because Leopard required a G4. There goes shit stuff. This thing has Microsoft Office 04, some version of iLife, and AppleWorks 6, I think? Is it AppleWorks 8? I forget. There's got a version of AppleWorks on it. And this thing came with everything from FitnessGram version 8 to Quicken 2004 to Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4. All of which has been sent to the trash, which has been emptied. And 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. And this was indeed before the Alex voice for macOS was introduced, so it's just Fred. And it's just two voices. iMovie HD. Yeah. I find it funny, this thing has a DVD player and iDVD, even though it's just a CD-ROM drive from LG. iDVD, GarageBand, iCal, AppleWorks 6, Microsoft Word. Okay, so it's AppleWorks 6. Apple, Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, QuickTime Player, Microsoft Inspiration 8, Inspiration 2. You don't know what Inspiration 8 and Kidspiration 2 are. I'm guessing those might be school-related things. I sent them to the trash, but they're both still on the dock for some reason. And I can't just drag them over to the trash with VoiceOver, because VoiceOver didn't have drag and drop commands in Tiger. Inspiration, Microsoft Apple, iCal, GarageBand, iDVD, iMovie, iPhoto, iTunes, running. Press, iTunes, application deck item. Which I don't like iTunes, I gotta use it as a CD player. This thing also has Real Player on it, in addition to Firefox, Internet Explorer for Mac, and Safari. Play button, previous play button, press play button. Next button. So that's the disc I left in it. 8-Bit Guy Soundtrack Volume 1. Press next button. Not the worst. Press eject button. And it seems as if the Vista computer just shat itself. I'll get out my VGM mix disc. Yes, indeed, this was during the era when Apple didn't put slot load on their iBooks. So it's still a tray loader. So apparently in 03, the 900 megahertz model had a DVD combo drive. So I'm wondering if that was also a tray loader or if that had slot load. Eject, previous, play button, press play button. Yeah, I wonder. Oh, so buffers it. Next button, yes?
Time for school.
Die. What's for dinner?
so.
Seriously, what is it?
Mystery meat.
Seriously, Eden, what is it?
It's chicken.
In what form?
Chicken, some kind of like.
Potatoes and some kind of carrots.
Some kind of tucker.
But what type of chicken is it, Tucker?
It's
Barbecue?
2 legs. Barbecue.
I'm not a barbecue chicken guy.
Alright.
Press next button. Press next button. Press next button. Press next. Press next button. Press next button. Press next button.
Gotta get my phone charger. Enjoy this music from Phoenix Rom.
Press next. Press next button. 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 Button.
But either way, so this iBook's okay. So I have 30 gig hard drive in it. Future plans for it. Throwing an SD card adapter soon to replace the aging hard drive. It's not failing yet, but it's only going to be a matter of time until it does. And these IDE drives, as they just get not quite as unreliable as SCSI drives have turned out to be, but still not the best. I'll probably do like an SD card adapter or something, because SD cards, I mean, I don't want to have to deal with compact flash. I mean, I don't even have a compact flash reader in anything, for Christ's sake.